Hey yo, it's your boy Ancient Albatross here again, and this time we got some GM Roulette with your boys Steven, Anthony, Spigs, and Alpha Dean or AD, and we're in for a good time.
Hey everybody, quick overview. GM Roulette is exercise in improvisational gaming. You know, the reality is to have one, or should I not one, but at least two or more GMs together, and you guys get to springboard off of each other. 30-minute sessions, randomly generated characters, randomly roll to receive which character you're going to get. Basically, it's just a lot of randomness going on, and we take it by the hand and make it into a cohesive adventure, or at least attempt to. Welcome to GM Roulette.
Yes, I think this is the first time the CU is running this, Cypher Unlimited. And like Dean said, it's about a lot of randomness. So we're going to lead off with the first of our random rolls, and that will be to see who starts off GM Roulette. So everyone's going to roll a D20. Lowest goes first and so forth.
All right.
So let's see what we got here.
Oh boy.
I got a 3.
I got a natural 20.
I got a 6.
I got a 19.
Oh boy. Alright, so that's our order there.
I'll get to start again.
So who is that? We got Anthony going first, then we got
Yeah.
me with the 6, then we got Dean with the 19, and Steven will close us out with that 20. So he will be the last GM to go.
That sucks because I really wanted to play Serious Simon, but okay.
So we have our first GM, which is Anthony. I'm gonna go ahead.
All right, so now we'll roll for the genre. Somebody will look at the list and tell me what I'm rolling.
Go ahead and look at. I've got it up. Go ahead and roll a 20-sider. I mean a 10-sider.
And I got a 10.
Fairy tales.
Oh, I called it! Oh, I was so happy. I was very excited for that
And
one.
now I roll towards the CU. What you call it? The CU have offered us some suggestions to incorporate into the game. I already know that I have to incorporate a flaming skull. Is that correct?
Yes.
And now I'm rolling on to the CU list. And Steven, could you tell me what it is and who it was that suggested it? I rolled a 7.
Roll a 7. Okay, let's see here.
Let me write this down.
So this one comes from Casey.
Mm-hmm.
It says flames. Okay, Casey, I apologize. I cut and paste this. I believe
I got it.
You got it. A nearby mouse is inexplicably on fire, seemingly to no detriment to itself.
Yes, that's it.
All right, so
For a second, I thought it was supposed to be house, but mouse.
Yes,
Right.
mouse. Yes.
So it's basically a mouse on fire that doesn't feel the flames. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Pretty much. And another thing
And it's
is
fairy tales, right?
yes, fairy tale
Yes.
is the genre. Yes, yes.
All right.
So you know what your first line has to be.
And along with that randomness, we also rolled to decide what characters we would be before we started this, just to save a little bit of time.
Yeah.
And we will include a link with all the character sheets on there, so you can see more better what our abilities and skills and such are. But today, I will be playing as Chrome, which is a Dean. You can describe Chrome, and we can describe our own characters.
The ones that we created. We
Yeah,
created them, and then we randomly determined who got one. So Chrome was initially designed to be in a sci-fi universe. He's a genetically engineered primal cat man. And he's pretty tough. He was a warrior. He was designed for war and combat in a futuristic world gone mad.
Awesome. And then Steven, he got Jimmy Blake. So tell us about Jimmy Blake.
Do you want me or Anthony, the designer?
Anthony, the designer, yeah, like we did with
No, it's whatever he wants it to be.
Okay, so then go ahead, go for it.
Jimmy Blake is a corrupt mayor who has built his, re-election campaign year after year after year off of, using the homeless as well as he may be the one giving them homes and shelters and food, but he's also using them to get the voting population to elect him for what they think are seemingly good deeds.
He is the mayor that's currently housed in Gumdrop Manor.
And
segue into the next character.
basically, yeah. And then lastly, we have Dean here who rolled and got Pip the Doppelginger. And do you want me to say a little bit about Doppelginger, Dean?
Go ahead and say whatever you like. 'Cause he's the voice of the people when he doesn't like the mayor.
But yeah, Pip is one of the most revered military figures in all of the Candy King's army. He has magical gun drops that generate his abilities, so he'll pop one off and throw it and he'll do something. And he helped the kingdom in many of their conquests and endeavors. He's a well-renowned guy.
Okay.
So that's everybody.
Good man.
The next thing we need to do real quick, so everybody knows, we're gonna roll the.
I rolled to the Cypher list, right?
No,
you
the
gotta
power
you
shift.
gotta roll to see if we're gonna have any power shifts.
All right, don't tell me what the rolls is. I'll just tell you what I rolled, and you tell me what the result is.
Sounds good.
I got a 6.
No, one power shift each. So all the characters get a power shift.
All right.
And we'll tell you where that power shift comes into play as the game is running along.
Let me just jot down a couple of quick notes.
And we're gonna get going soon, and should be a fun little roller coaster here.
All right. I just need a town name. All right. Gumdrop Manor is where the mayor's from. Okay. I think I'm ready to go. This is gonna be interesting.
Oh boy. And then we also will have Anthony timing each of our sessions.
Oh, you have to time my session.
Oh, I got you. Let me grab my phone. Oh, does anyone have their phone next to them? Because I don't.
No, I don't.
Steven, you got this?
I do.
All right, cool. So Steven, you'll be the timer.
I'll be the man in charge.
Yep.
All right. Let's do it. Are you ready, Anthony?
I believe so.
Real quick, guys, I thought we were going to roll everybody, every position, the 4 things that we had to add in from our Cypher Unlimited group. Or are we just adding the one item in?
Are we going to be adding those when it's our turn? That would be pretty quick to do.
Yeah, I guess we'll just add it when it's our turn.
Yeah, just roll it when you're
So I got a flaming skull and a mouse on fire that doesn't feel the flames.
Absolutely.
Okay. I can make that work, I think.
All right. Tell me when to hit the button.
You can hit the button. Once upon a time, you see the image of a mountaintop with sprinkles and glistening ice cream, and it pans into a view of Confection Mountain. You see a small bird fly and land on a tree that's a sugar cane as it peers down into a small valley, and you see what looks like a small town made of different various candy treats. You see houses made out of gingerbread. You see trees with gumdrops hanging off the edges. We peer into a window, and you see a small man sitting behind a desk. And you see 2 lollipop head soldiers walk in and go, "Sir, I'm sorry to interrupt you, sir, but could I please speak to you?" And he's looking at the mayor of Gumdrop Manor.
Again? You spoke to me 5 minutes ago.
I understand, sir, but he's returned, and he refuses to accept no for an answer. He says the people demand you speak to them, about the lemonade shortage.
Oh, well, isn't that sweet?
Waiting at the door, you see an angry, upset gingerbread man. And behind him is his first lieutenant. I don't know how Chrome looks, so how does
So
Chrome look?
Chrome looks like again, he went through that primal experimentation, but I guess in this fairy tale world he's just more in touch with his natural side. And so he has like kind of pointed ears like a cat, maybe like very like ruffled eyebrows. He doesn't have fur all over or a nose or the cat hair, a regular person face, but he definitely has very cat like features. He has like long nails. He's drabbed in like basically what you would think a primal warrior would be wearing, like maybe like animal leathers and stuff. Yeah, he looks like a pretty primal guy.
All right, you standing behind this small little gingerbread man, and in front of you, Dean, you see two armed guards. One is wearing a massive, like, fur cloak, but underneath the cloak is what looks like a candy wrapper with eyes, and he's holding a massive pretzel spear. And the one next to him, surprisingly, is a humanoid, and he's brandishing a real sword. And the humanoid is, he stands to you. He goes, "Isn't this the third time you're here already? The mayor said he'll see you when he'll see you."
Listen here. I'm not having any of this today. Do you understand? Don't make me get big in here, big boy. I'm not having it. I want to see the mayor. I want to see him yesterday. Make it happen.
We all know the mayor's busy. Gumdrop Manor just doesn't run itself.
Do you know who I am?
You see him, he sort of like takes a awkward step backwards. He goes, yeah, I've heard of you. But still, the mayor doesn't see people without appointments. And he mumbles something under his breath to the...
I pull a gumdrop off my chest. What?
As you pull the gumdrop off, I put a hand on your shoulder just to that reassuring, like, there's no need to go crazy in here, sir. Like,
you also notice there's a line of other people expecting to see the mayor, and the mayor is famous for making people wait. And behind him is a long line, and you're there for a specific reason, but you hear other people mumbling, like, first it was the chocolate river that died, dried out, and now it no longer rains lemonade. But what's going on? It seems like all the confections, all the sugary treats are disappearing. And you hear other people mumbling, mumbling different complaints. Some people complaining about how their taxes are being collected, but they're still not, receiving any services. And, you hear the mumblings of how the mayor's corrupt and all this. And we pan back into the mayor's office. And he goes, he refuses to leave, sir. And he's, I believe, he's riling up the rest of the people waiting.
All right. So, send them in. I've got about 100 other people to go through if this list is right. So which one's the naughty list? Which one's the...
This one's the good list.
Oh, the good list.
And there's nobody's name on the good list, and the naughty list has like 200 names on it. And on the top of it, in bright red, what's your character's name, Dean?
Pip.
On the top of it, in bright red letters, says Pip. He's like 1 through 10. He's like the first 10 on the list.
I at least want to go through the other 9 to warm up to Pip, but go ahead, send them in.
The lollipops bows down, and when he bows, you see that his like someone must have tried to bite him at one point in time. So because he has some sort of like ribbon wrapping around on the edge, so like the lollipop almost like tips forward, and he grabs it and I'm
gonna push his face up for him so it helps him just a little bit.
He's like, Yeah, I'm so sorry. Ever since the physician left, because you wasn't paying him, as he starts mumbling, and he starts walking out towards the door. He gets or he opens the two doors, and he goes, he will see you now, Sir Pip.
I pushed the guy at his ankle, or at his knee. Move.
They both move off to the side.
I proceed behind Pip, arms crossed, being diligent.
Oh, when you do that, you see the guys try to stop you from
So
passing through.
He comes with me. Don't you dare.
it's like, I'm with Sir here. He goes nowhere without me.
There's a long hallway leading into this. I don't know how would you describe your office?
Oh, my office is nothing but the finest graham cracker and gingerbread walls you have ever seen. It's like there is the most delicate buttercream icing forming the frames around my panoramic view of the entire city, down the giant gumdrop that my manor is built upon. And my desk right there is solid, the darkest of chocolate. Right there.
And
artisan carved those drawers in there for me. They're just for show, but when I get hungry, I do get hungry. I do get a new desk about every week, depending on what the flavor is. Peep.
Hold on 1 second. You have a massive, long red carpet.
Oh, sure.
From your desk to the door, made out of Twizzlers, like interwoven Twizzlers, and it's so you could see right now. You could see what's happening. It's maybe about 50 feet. It's like this long. You make them do the long, Darth Vader walk to get to your desk. So you could see that Pip has walked through, but your guards have stopped whoever this massive man that's behind Pip. And Pip turned around to argue. So they're sort of waiting for you to either give the okay or, to have him stay there.
All right. I'm just going to say, well, let him in.
They turn around and they move their pretzel staffs out the way to allow you to walk through.
as I walk by, I say, wise decision. I keep going.
And I'm going to look at Chrome. I'm going to say, they told me you were a peep.
I run up his shoulder and stand on top of his head and fold my gingerbread arms. Listen here, Mayor Blake.
Yeah,
Jimmy,
Still
don't start none, won't be none. I didn't come here for niceties. I came here to find out the lemonade situation. The people want the lemonade. Not only do they want the lemonade, but they want the marshmallows and the jigglypuffs. Not dealing with you anymore. It's about to get ugly.
I just stand there nodding.
What are you gonna do about it, Mayor?
You expect me to control the weather? It rains.
You know what? I know about your weather machine, and you know this is a re-election year. You want to get re-elected? Well, guess what? Who's the voice of the people? I'll run against you, and they like me.
The voice of the people. I have put so many homeless chocolate bunnies into baskets. I even fixed the peep population. Can you believe they're putting 6 of them in a single room?
You think I'm stupid, don't you? Don't you? You want to go
sticking together? Now it's 1 peep per room.
Look,
happy. Some of the children are starving, but the peeps are happy. My peeps are happy.
I smell the lemonade on your breath.
I put up a finger to Pip's mouth. I say, gentlemen, we're getting off topic.
Would you like a hot chocolate? I'm going to turn to one of the lollipop man. I'm like, can you get this gingerbread man a hot chocolate?
As you motion for your servant to go grab a hot chocolate, you see him run out the door, and he runs into a hallway where it looks like a kitchen area, and you see people are moving, to and fro. You have a massive kitchen. There's people pouring hot chocolate. There's cakes being pulled out the oven. People throwing sprinkles on various different desserts, and you see the kitchen. One of the kids that is cleaning the plates, he looks out the window, and he peers out over the mountain into the dark chocolate forest, and the camera pans into 2 chocolate bunnies, and you see them looking at each other, and their nose starts twitching, and they nuzzle together, and they both look up simultaneously, and the sky seems to darken as a flaming skull is streaking through the sky. And it lands in the field of the dark chocolate forest. And Blade, you see that the trees start melting because they're made out of chocolate, and the flames start scattering, right? And you see at that moment, right? You see that as the skull hits the ground, it's upon impact, it breaks into tiny little skulls and starts spreading and spreading and spreading, and then they turn into mice. And they were climbing up the trees and lighting all the trees, and now the entire forest is ignited and melting. Of course, the bunnies are petrified; they're almost frozen in fear, and they look up further up, and then the sky gets covered as a massive arc is over this forest, firing cannons of flaming skulls into this forest.
I'm assuming us in the office here, all this feel rumblings. Like what?
We
No,
see
no,
it.
no, no. Hold on a sec. This is happening. Your guys in the town. This is happening in the forest, in the distance. We come back to your guys' scene. The way the servant comes back with a tray with hot chocolate and what looks like sugar cookies in the shape of female gingerbread women. And then he lays the table in front of the mayor, and he looks at the mayor, and he goes, "I bought the cookies you requested," as he winks at the mayor as he lays the tray down.
I'm going to pick up one of these little gingerbread women. I'm going to tap the cookie and see that it is actually a real unmoving cookie, and look at Pip and say, "Don't worry, I make sure they're not real."
Do you bite it?
Would you like to have one?
You know what?
I make a sharp face.
Don't you insult me. Oh, so you're going to make a cookie that looks like Emma? Oh, it's on, Mayor. Guess what? Conversation's over. Conversation.
Paid very well for her likeness.
As you say that, your back window shakes, and you feel like a vibration, like almost your whole office shakes.
I study Gingy.
And you hear, "Dark chocolate forest is on fire," coming from outside. Mayor, the dark chocolate forest is on fire.
I'm going to just calmly walk over to my window with my little assistant next to me and one of the smaller lollipops. Look out that window, and I see like that. The wave of melted chocolate coming towards me, the trees melting and gooing and turning into a tidal wave. And I'm going to say, "So, Mr. Pip, Lieutenant, Colonel, General, Cap, what is your rank again?"
Your mother.
All right. Well,
Call me Mother Pip now, you.
Mother Pip.
I put the finger up
Do you
again.
think the lemonade is a problem, ginger is a problem, or do you think that over there is a problem?
It's probably all you're doing. You planned this, didn't you? I'm going to tell the people.
I don't think you will ever be able to prove a thing. But I think we should probably address this issue.
You have on your desk, you have a intercom system. What's the intercom system made out of?
Oh, that is that is made out of it's pure sugar. That's what it is. That way, every message that comes into my office is nice and sweet.
Well, you know that you're first in
Which is
command.
why I don't usually let this guy in here.
We're gonna say her name is Abigail. You hear, sir, coming through the intercom. Sir.
Yes,
Sir.
Abby.
Sir, we have a serious problem, sir.
I think you forget the use of this intercom system, and you will have to be disciplined because it's only for sweet messages.
Sir, you're really going to want to know this, sir. Sir.
Well, if you have a problem, you come into my office. Come now.
Sir, we have a mob by the weather machine, sir. Sir. Sir.
There is no.
I look at Pip and nod in acknowledgement.
Yes, sir. We have a mob by the non-existent weather machine, sir. Sir.
Okay, I'm just going to lean down closer to this sugary intercom system and say, Abby, I have guests in my office.
Oh, I'm so sorry, sir, but they're going to break into it, sir.
I should have melted her last week.
We are in serious fudge, sir. I mean, double nut fudge, sir. Not the regular kind of fudge.
Wait. How fudge are we, Abby?
Oh, we in DEFCON fudge. DEFCON fudge is happening now, sir.
So,
I put a hand over the intercom and I say, "Looks like you're in trouble too, friend." Like I'm looking at the mayor, and I say, we can scratch each other's backs here.
My mother Pip, please forgive the language coming out of my secretary. I usually don't let people use the word the F word.
But maybe we can scratch each other's backs here. You can use that web machine to help restore the balance of nature, and then we can help you with your angry mob.
You hear on the intercom, the non-existent weather machine, sir. Sir.
All right. Tell you what, if you bring me along to actually see how you are going to take care of an angry mob to my satisfaction, I might be willing to negotiate a pardon for your release. Whatever it is that you think that you can do best, we'll not say you.
My release? What are you talking about? My release?
Well, you did come in here trying to assault me.
Oh, you're trying to make jokes and lies. Guess what? You know what? You're wrong. And guess what? I got a witness. Did you know that? I got a witness. I got 2 witnesses. You didn't know that, did you?
I don't see what witnesses you're talking about.
Of course you wouldn't see. That's your problem.
I'm going to bite the head off Ginger.
Oh.
Oh.
Chrome literally does.
Dip her in my hot chocolate.
I jumped down off of
I try to get him, but he's too fast.
Chrome shoulder.
Because I know something's going to go down.
As you hear the snap of the cookie cracking, we cut back to this massive arc, right? And we see ropes are being thrown off the arc, and it looks like little human children are sliding down these ropes, but they're wearing all green, like Peter Pan type outfits, and they're brandishing swords, like metal swords, but they obviously look human. And they sliding down, and as they sliding down these things, they further throwing these flaming skulls that as soon as they hit the ground, they turn into flaming mice. And it's like right now, it no longer resembles a forest. It looks like a pool of chocolate pudding, because everything is melting and it's slowly creating like a ripple wave effect. As soon as they land in the pudding, they throw out what looks like a disc, and it immediately elongates into a canoe. And 4 or 5 of them start getting in the canoe as they start paddling towards the village. We'll come back to your scene.
All right, I'm gonna step down and say, let me just deal with this situation, and then it's on, Mayor. Me and you, right out there on the ice cream rink, we're gonna have a competition. And the competition is gonna be who knows how to sweet talk to people. Yeah. Who's bad now? and he do a Michael Jackson spin. He goes,
I look down at him.
Check my teeth.
And he hops out off the table and starts heading out.
I follow suit.
And he looks over his shoulder and goes, "Come on, Chrome.
I'm bringing a couple of my lollipop bodyguards with me, just in case.
This guy is sour like vinegar.
Oh, Anthony, we can't hear you if you're talking, Anthony.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah.
They level 3 guards, Steven.
They level 3 guards.
They're level 3 guards.
Oh, they are level 3 guards. Okay, gotcha.
So yeah, you're taking 2 of them with you, and as soon as you walk out the office, you see the receptionist desk, and you know those Easter chocolate, like hollow Easter chocolate, like bunnies you get. That's what Abigail is. She's like one of those hollow bunnies, but only her head rotates and her hand that's stuck to the, and she her head rotates and looks at you, and she goes, "DEFCON fudge, sir."
I look over, I go, Abigail, you won't be treated so bad anymore. I promise. Things are gonna change.
So my little assistant, who's probably going to follow me all the way to the door of this place, I just want to lean down to him and that little lollipop and say, "Take Abigail to the place where they bite off the heads first."
He looks at you now.
When he does that, I'm going to pull off a gumdrop.
You don't hear that though. You're not trying to do it so he hears that, do you?
No, I'm not trying
I
to
was
hear it.
whispering this.
Yeah.
I'm not so overt.
You also noticed though that long line of people that were waiting there are gone. Like the entrance to Gumdrop Manor is like empty.
The people have fled.
Finally, somebody has cleaned up this place.
And as soon as your guys make it out to the front, you see now that there's people running with, buckets of what looks like whipped cream, and they're running towards the area of the they're actually loading them into wagons, and they're trying to, the fire brigade is trying to head over there. You also see where is your secret weather machine at?
Trying to spatially recognize where this chocolate forest is in relation to everything.
We would say the chocolate forest is several miles away from your town.
Okay.
It's in between Confection Mountain, because we all making this up as we go along, but we will say it's 2 or 3 miles. It's in between Confection Mountain and your village.
In that case, I am going to say that I have hidden the weather machine within a giant Easter basket right there. And one thing that covers up is this basket does have an entrance. There are stairs going up to the outside, but it's that overabundance of the plastic grass that has truly hidden the weather machine, which is inside the bowl.
And correction, since we said canon, that most of the people here are either made out of candy or some sort of fairy tale confection. Are you human?
I was beginning to wonder. I think I'm going to be the only human in the entire.
We did say there was another human there.
Brother.
Yeah, he's
just my brother.
You're dim-witted
He's not
brother.
as ambitious as me. In fact, he probably eats more than he should. And I have, the reason, and I'm going to tell you, the reason that I do what I do, and what I do is very good, is I do help people, and I'm trying to help my brother with his addiction to sugar.
So you took him to a town made entirely of sugar. That's the best
We
way.
happened to be here, and the guy just couldn't help himself. One taste, and he was gone. And sadly, whenever I think I've gotten him through it, after we've gotten through rehab, where he learns to play nice with the gumdrops and the gingerbread people and the chocolate bunnies, he's right back at it.
All right. So the canon is
He's twisting all the time.
The canon is that you're the only 2 humans here. Because Chrome, you aren't human, correct?
I'm like a animal humanoid.
Okay.
He's a cat man.
Cat
All right.
man.
So now you guys get out there and you see that there's 2 separate mobs going on. Right? There's one mob which most likely seems employees to the town that are trying to gather up whipped cream and chocolate milk and other different to combat this fire. And then there's another a mob running towards this Easter basket, and this is where my time ends. This was a blast. So who's next up?
That would be me. So for
So I
me,
take Chrome, right?
yep, you'll be Chrome. Let me actually adjust that real fast on the thing. So you'll be Chrome now.
Oh, no, we still have Anthony. You got 3 minutes left.
Oh, Dean just told me that my time was up.
I'm the one with the timer. Remember?
Oh, guys.
Okay.
Here's the question.
All right. So yeah, you have a choice between running towards to help your fellow town folk to head to the forest or head to this Easter basket. What is everybody doing?
I say to Pip, the weather machine must be controlled so that we may return balance to nature. Things are so uneven right now. It's driving the forces of nature wild.
Yes, but I'll tell you, that plastic grass is so tangled and so intense, I doubt that it needs a lot of protection. I'm sure that's keeping a lot of the voters back. My fine voters are not going to be disturbing my
I look sharply at the mayor and I say, their adrenaline is pumping right now. Their little candy fingers will be working so fast to unravel that grass that the weather machine will stand no chance at their hands.
Oh, you should see that grass.
I step up on your shoulder, and I go, Butterfinger, and you see another me appear on his other shoulder, and we start talking, and our voices are like megaphones. And I go, people in the city.
Are you trying to get the people's attention?
Yes.
Give me a roll, persuasion, or depending on what you want to use, anything.
Oh, I have pleasant social interaction. So.
All right. So since all the stuff that's going on, we'll say it's a difficulty 4 roll, so it'll be a 3 for you.
All right, and I will go ahead and spend a level of effort on it as well.
So okay, it'll be a 2 for you.
I rolled a 9, so that's
good
enough.
So you see some whose attention? You just trying to grab all the normal people, right?
All the people that are like all over the place running.
Yeah,
everywhere.
so you see people running and they all stop. And, since you're a world-renowned warrior that you are, most people respect and listen to you. So a lot of them turned around and was like, Pip's talking. You see one guy like nudge, hey, that's Pip over there talking. And they slowly start gathering around you. And you hear Jimmy, you hear your brother running in the back going, hey, Pip's talking, guys. And he has the last of Abigail's foot as he's slipping it into his mouth. And you hear, oh, fudge. And you hear the crunch sound as he crushes Abigail. And he's running towards, he goes, Jimmy, did you know that Pip is giving a speech as he's running towards
And that's when I'm going to interrupt and address the people.
And as we do that,
as all of you can see,
my time has run out. Right?
You have 10 seconds.
So your speech ended.
I'm going to add that people, you see, I have brought the famous Mother Pip to help us out in our time of need.
All right. So,
and now your time's up.
Hold on. I would like a roll from you before my time's up.
No problem.
But right now, the crowd is probably against you because of what's happening. So it'll be a difficulty 5 roll.
They don't know it's my weather machine.
No, but they've been upset with you because Pip has been talking trash about you for the last few weeks.
I rolled a 2.
Right, so you hear it's all his fault. Pip is right, and then that's when we pass off.
All right. So yeah, I'll be switching into the GM role. You'll be coming Chrome there, Anthony.
Okay.
And we got nothing really to transfer over. I didn't spend any stats or nothing, and
but you have to roll what you have to add in.
Yes, exactly. So I'll roll the D8 to see. And my our suggestion that I'm going on is Ghost.
Yep.
So a Ghost, and I rolled a 1, and that on there is, where is it at? Light wire fishnet stockings.
And who suggested that, please?
That was Tattered King. Thank you so much for that suggestion. So light wire fishnet stockings. All right, so I gotta add that and a ghost. Let me just write that down real fast.
That was fun. I had a lot of fun doing that, guys.
That was great.
I was just writing down what you was saying, and I was like, okay. Made my life
All
easier.
right. So, Anthony, you're going to do the timer now?
Yes.
Oh,
Hold on. Give me
no,
one.
I can stick with it too.
Okay.
Oh,
All
it's
right.
up
Cool.
to you. It's up to you
Yeah,
guys.
save me
It
time.
doesn't matter to me. All right,
Ready,
got my
start now?
suggestions. Yeah, just give me one moment. Get my head in the right place. All right. Yep. So, you can go ahead and start that timer. And
Bam.
yeah, we're gonna get going. And yeah, so all the people are like, yeah, it's all the mayor's fault. How dare he get us in this predicament? But you still see that there's a pretty good collection of people stopping to listen to Pip and what he has to say about the situation. Even some of the people at the basket have stopped pawing at the grass and are now turning over to you guys and are kind of wondering, well, what's going on? What should we do? You see their puzzled looks and of anticipation as
He
they
raises,
wait.
he
Chrome-
raises, he raises
Chrome-
his little
I was gonna
gingerbread
say
hand.
Chrome was gonna pick up Pip and hold him, like because Chrome's a pretty big guy.
Yeah.
He's gonna pick up Pip with his two hands and hold him up in the air. So he,
Well, you
it's
got Pip and his duplicate.
Oh, so he's holding both of them up in
Yeah,
the
holding
air.
them up in the air, and they're like I said, when they talk together, their voice cut like it's coming out of a megaphone. People, I'm here to tell you one thing and one thing only. Together, collectively, we can change how the candy's treated. We're supposed to be sweet and loved, and that man doesn't love you. So, I'm telling you right now, I'm running for mayor at re-election time, and I'm about to make all your problems go away. First things first. We got a problem to the north coming from dark chocolate forest that we got to address, and then we'll come back and get that weather machine. So are you with me, people?
Can you give me a roll now to see if your speech rallied them well enough? And it was a difficulty 4 before, but since they're already kind of paying attention to you from the last roll, say it's a 3. And again, you're trained at that social interaction, so that'll be a 2 roll for you. So what did you roll there, sir?
A 12.
Awesome, yeah. So you see, even the people that were picking at the grass, they stop. Like, there's no more fussing over there. They're all turned and they're like starting to rattle. Like, yeah, Mayor Pip, Mayor Pip. Like, and then you see like some of the people who were like gathering at the grass trying to pick at the weather machine. They're running off, grabbing buckets of whipped cream, and they're helping and trying to get that forest fire under control. Yeah, you see that they're now more trying to calm the situation rather than exacerbate, take their chance to, fuck with the mayor or fudge with the mayor. And
Good.
yeah,
So during this time, I've been using my understanding skill to understand what I just did wrong here.
wait, so you're using a skill right now?
Yes.
Just while he's been talking, because it takes an action for me to use understanding. Watching for a minute as he's rallying my the people who were once loyal to me.
Sounds good. Yeah, you could definitely have done that. So you get that bonus there. Yeah, so now that the situation is more calmed down, you guys know that there's a really big issue with the burning of the dark chocolate forest. And again, if you guys look over in that direction, you notice that big arc there, and you can't see it too well, but you see there's like little figures coming down from there, and there's definitely some mischief or some mayhem going on in that direction. And you still see the townspeople working to try to get whipped cream buckets. You even see that they're loading like these they look like super comically sized like whipped cream dispensers, like they're fire extinguishers, and they're getting them on the sides of the trucks there. And you see the trucks are like gingerbread, like they're very rectangular, and they have like peppermint wheels, and you can smell all the sweetness in the air of all this
And I start
confection.
chanting. I start getting the people to chant. Candy is handy. Candy is handy. Candy is handy.
Yeah, they're like, yeah, candy is handy, as they're you're really hyping them up in their rescue endeavors. And at that point, you see one of the mayor's aides run over, and he says, "Sir, we've commissioned a gingerbread van if you were to want to head in that direction, or what would you like us to do, sir?" And you see he's like waiting for orders from the mayor.
I think I will say, very, very good, but good people. I think what you're failing to realize here is I have just come to realize that Mother Pip here is part of the Peppermint Squad. The Peppermint Squad that has been trying to eliminate all peppermint, which within our fine city here, eliminate it so that it may melt from the lack of strawberry lemonade. I know he is part of this secret organization. Now, what I'm using my enthrall ability with public speaking, social interactions, and which I'm training both of those. Plus, I know I'm not sure if it would be part of an asset here, but I do have knowledge of secret organizations.
All right, so
this Peppermint Squad does exist somewhere, and I know I can attach this to Mother Pip.
you can definitely say that
Put that on a T-shirt.
the Peppermint Squad does exist. Yes, that is definitely. But they're a very secret organization, and there are many rumors about who may or may not be a part of the Peppermint Squad. So people are always like,
Wake up in the night wondering if Peppermint Squad is in their closet.
So you can definitely give me a roll to see if you make the crowd believe this fact. And because you have that training, what was it? The difficulty 5, but since the people are so like excited about learning a possible Peppermint Squad member, we'll drop that down to a 4. And what's your skill of you say you have knowledge of secret?
I mean, up to you if you want to count social interaction. I'm using public speaking and social interaction.
Yeah, I would say you got both those. So drop that down.
And I use understanding to get to know my people better.
Alright, so difficulty 1 roll to try to make them believe that Pip is a part of the Peppermint Squad.
And since I'm using up to you if I can use enthrall along with this, so that no matter how he's trying to rile them up, they're just paying attention to me as long as I'm talking to them about the Peppermint Squad. 11.
All right, yeah, so I would say you can enthrall not the whole crowd, but like a chunk of them, like the ones most nearest to you, or like they stop picking up buckets. Now they're actually just paying attention to you. They're not even worried about helping. They're like, "Ooh, Pip is a member of the Peppermint Squad," like, and they're looking at Pip now like with wide eyes, like, "Can you believe like he wants to get rid of all the peppermint?" You see some peppermint people like they're around. They're like. And they're back away and are trying to edge more towards the mayor now. But again, they didn't get everyone. There's still a large chunk of people still trying to work with the whipped cream buckets and whatnot to try to get the fires out. You see, like one of the fully packed up trucks has already left in the direction of the dark chocolate forest, and yeah, the military, excuse me, your aide, the mayor, is still standing there. So, sir, what are your orders, sir? Like we can worry about your political campaign another time when the world isn't burning. Like you can see he's getting frustrated at this point.
My character has skill, knowledge of the princess, and I'm going to, basically try to use that along with my social interaction since I've already got like a big chunk of people. And I also know that the mayor has been holding the princess. That's right, Princess Bubblegum. I know he has her, and I'm going to set her free so she can rule the lands once again and make peace. There is no Peppermint Squad. It's all a myth. But the princess is real.
But good people, the Peppermint Squad kidnapped the princess.
Alright, sorry. So you're both trying to convince the crowd. I'm gonna have this go down to a PvP roll. You guys are both gonna roll out your social interaction or whatever, try to sway the crowd. And again, you're both very heated in your discussion because Pip, you have your reasons, you don't like what's going on. Mayor, you want to keep your position, whatever have you. So again, you guys are basically almost talking over each other, not even going back and forth anymore. And let me see them D20 rolls against each other. And you can add any social interaction type deals to this roll. But
all right.
Would the mayor have an asset already because he currently has the?
Yeah, I was gonna say that part of them was enthralled, so you'll get 1 bonus from that.
Okay. Well, what about with social interaction?
I kid you not. I'm not touching the die. It's sitting there, and I'll put the camera on it so you all can see it.
I'm guessing it's natural 20.
Oh, 1. I'm rooting that it's a 1.
That looks like a 20. Alright, so Steven, you're still welcome to roll because you can also roll a 20. But let's see.
Here's what I'm telling the people. He was kidnapped Princess Bubblegum was kidnapped by the Peppermint Squad, and she was put inside of that Easter basket, and trapped by the thorns of that plastic. The plastic. Got a 15.
That does not beat a natural 20. All right, so now the whole crowd, they're like, oh, screw the mayor, like Mayor Pip, where's the princess? And Dean, with your natural 20, what would you like to add into this?
Basically, yes, the princess is because she's a bubblegum princess. She's a princess of power. She's been put inside the weather machine. He's been using her in the weather machine to, draw out the different weather, candy weathers that he wants, and he's been stealing the weather using her.
Do you tell this to the people? We can say that that's canon with your natural 20, but you also say it.
I'm gonna tell him. But people, we've got to stop this invasion, and then we're gonna come back and we're gonna get our princess. I love you.
And they say, yeah, we'll take care of it. We'll help you out, Pip. Yeah. And as you see, the crowd is getting all riled up. They actually form a kind of a mob around the mayor, and they kind of push him and force him into one of those empty trucks that they know are going to the rainforest or the forest fire. And they're basically saying, Mayor, you're gonna handle this firsthand. Like now that you've got us in this situation, you see all these angry voices. Yeah, you're gonna pay for your crimes. You're gonna handle this firsthand. Yeah, forest isn't gonna burn under your watch. Yeah, and then they're like shoving you into this truck there. What do you guys do? They don't do anything. They're just rallying around Chrome and
I get on top of that. I say, come on, Chrome. We're right on top of the truck that the mayor's in. You keep the people motivated so we can stop this.
Chrome runs over. Where's the other human at? Where's Steven's brother?
He's just in the back, like he doesn't really care too much about politics.
Chrome is gonna grab him by the collar and take him too.
What was his name again? Does he have a name?
What's your brother's name? I don't know. We didn't have a name for him yet.
Fredo.
Let's give him a name. What,
Fredo.
Fredo? All right, Fredo. So you grab Fredo. You see, he's like, he was just basically doing his own thing. He had a bucket of like caramelized popcorn. He's just like eating it, and he had like a Twizzlers in the other hand. He's like, whoa! He drops the food as you drag him by the collar, and he doesn't resist at all to being put on the truck. If that's what you want to do, and just shove him in there. And you see the mob is still all around like the sides of the truck waiting for you guys to get on. And like you see most of them are like yeah, Mayor Pip, and you see some of them still like boo, Mayor, boo, and they're basically ready for you to get on board.
And as they say that, as they're saying Mayor Pip, I said, no, not Mayor Pip, Pip of the people.
And you see that there's a driver already in the truck in the front cab or whatever have. He's looking out the windows. It's another smaller gingerbread man. He's wearing like a candy trucker's hat. It's like, you guys in there? You ready to go? What? You see, he has like a sugary beard, like the frosting, but it's like a big old beard. You see, he looks more of a gruff candy man. You guys ready or what?
Move out there, Jenkins.
He says, ride him out. And then I guess you guys can either leave it open or closed, but the back of the truck had like a hatch or whatever. Well, but you guys are, there's handholds and whatever have you in the truck, so you guys won't go flying out. But yeah, you hear the of the candy engine. You smell like the smoky exhaust coming out from the underneath the van or the truck. It smells very sweet. And, they run their vehicles on like that sour liquid, so you smell that burning.
I lean into the door and I look at Chrome and go, hey, Chrome, where's Mr. Goodbar and Sugar Daddy?
Chrome looks around. He pulls up the top so the wind is like blowing. So the wind is like blowing, and he pulls out a massive pixie stick.
Okay.
With this, and he pulls it out, and it becomes like a spyglass, and he peers out, looking towards the direction of the carnage that's happening in front of him.
Yeah, I'll let you get a clear vision of that. There's no roll of that. Was very clever. I'll give it to you. There's no roll. So what you see is right. Again, you see a lot of those like flaming rat mice skull things running around, like spreading the fire from tree to tree and whatnot. And on top of that, you see that giant arc over the forest a little more clearly now. And you see again, they look like small humans. I don't know what's that word, rappelling down from the arc. You see on their sides they have like size appropriate swords. They're all wearing a similar kind of like uniform. They're wearing these like green. I don't know what will be a good way to describe it. Again, like you said, like Peter
Link.
Pan type, like Link, like tunics. They're wearing tunics.
Yeah.
That yeah, they're
Yeah.
wearing like green tunics. You see some like you specifically, because you're the one looking. Some of them have like things on their back, like looks like backpacks or something. Like they're possibly bringing stuff down to the surface. But you can see they you can't really see much after they get to the ground because that's where the forest line is. But you definitely still see like a bunch of them like rappelling down, and again the fire is spreading. You're starting to see some of the rescue operation guys get to like the edge of the forest, but they're still not quite there. You do see some that like the chocolate was melting and spilling down the hillside. You see some of the like people stopping, like they're throwing whipped cream along that melted chocolate to try to stop the flow of it. And you see it's like hardening a little bit, and their efforts are stemming that flow of molten chocolate to the city.
I turn around towards Pip and I go, "It's a bunch of fleshies, like the mayor."
I'm just gonna lean out the window towards them because you guys are hanging on the outside, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're on the roof.
I'm just leaning out the window towards you guys, and I say, "So, Mother Pip, this looks a lot more serious than back when you defeated the Oompa Loompas of Waconia."
Yeah, it probably does. It looks like your people, the mullet men. I bet you they all got mullets, don't they? Check them out. Check them out through your spyglass there.
I pull down.
What's that say? What you saying again? I can't hear you. Your voice is a little high pitched.
I hand pixie stick what you call it,
Spyglass.
Yes, spyglass binocular to the mayor.
And the mayor, you see the same thing. You see small children, all little girls, little boys,
They all got
rappelling
mullets.
down. They all have mullets.
Is it in fact the same haircut that I am sporting?
No, some of them they have varying hairstyles, but there are a few that have the same hairstyle as you. If you actually happen to catch a glance of one, they all just have different kinds of different hair. It's not.
I
not
did mention though
specific.
that they were all kids.
Yeah, they're all kids. Yeah, they're still all kids. Yeah, that's why I said children. They're all
With
little
various
boys, little girls.
with various style mullets. You got the guy with the mohawk mullet. You got the one with the brush cut mullet.
And so as you guys are driving, right, you're moving along the terrain of the countryside. There's little green licorice blades of grass. The candy truck is moving along until suddenly you hear like the engine stop. It just and you hear like when you turn the key of a car and it doesn't overturn or whatever. I'm bad at car terms. You hear that like he's trying to start the car, and you could tell that it's not really going anywhere at this point. So if you guys look around, you see that you're pretty not too far away from the forest fire now. It would probably be like maybe a 20-minute walk or so. You guys got a pretty good distance away from the town in that time. But as the car stops and breaks down, Jenkins pops out of the cab of the truck, to address you guys. And as he jumps down, you guys had only seen him from the waist up before because he was leaning out the front. But now that he's hopped out, you see that he's wearing these light wire fishnet stockings because truckers like to have fun on the road whenever they're going. And he doesn't pay. He puts his hand on his hip, but he doesn't call any attention to anything. And he says, "Y'all guys, the truck broke down. And do you guys stay on the truck? Do you hop off? What are you guys doing?"
I pick up Pip since I'm trained in sprinting and running.
Yeah.
I start bolting towards the scene with Pip on my shoulder.
Yeah, I'm getting my two bodyguards to pull out the roll of red licorice rope carpet to start rolling off towards our destination there, so I don't sully my shoes.
So as you have them roll it out, and it's going in the direction that you saw Chrome run with what was your doppelganger's name again? It's Pip and I forget
Butterfinger.
Butterfinger. Pip and Butterfinger running off, and as you're running and sprinting, Chrome, you start to suddenly see like from the smoke of the the fire that's happening, kind of a thick layer of it rolls towards you, right, and it kind of catches you off guard. And as you're like, it's almost keeping up with you as like you're running straight, like it's like rolling ahead of you, which you find very strange because it should be dispersing. But um, as it like starts to solidify, like a pillar of it like comes up from the ground, and it's still floating like right in front of you, like it's just a smoky pillar. But after a few moments, it starts to solidify, and you recognize this Chrome as the it's like you start to see facial features form and body features form, and it looks like what you know as the guardian of the forest. And she's this spirit or ghost that you know that has been like not really have you've never seen her firsthand. You've heard stories, you've seen pictures and books, but you've never thought of her as a real thing before. And she starts, she's like again she's getting more solid, and you know that like if she's rolling as a cloud, so she's still
Yeah.
keeping up with you as you run, so you
I
can run and talk to her, but your guys are like running along now
I
basically.
stop and turn around, and I was like, I go, is that you? I've been dreaming about you ever since the Battle of Milk Dud Bay.
And Mayor, you see this too. Like now that he stopped running, you see like this solid pillar of smoke starting to even more solidify now that it's not trying to run and keep up. So you see legs form, and it looks like almost like a tree ant, like a tree person. They have like what is it, veins for hair, wooden bark like skin, like but she's still kind of transparent. It's like a gray ghost type deal. And she says to you, "Child of the forest, you know what has to be done. The power core." She mentions like the heart of the forest, like the heart of nature, basically. She says it is in danger. At these invading forces, they're after the heart of of nature, and nature really needs help right now.
Whatever you need from me.
And
I'm gonna.
right on his shoulder, I dropped down to one gingerbread knee. It will be done, oh great forest spirit.
And I was gonna. I've met her before, and I'm just gonna come up, just real happy, just go like, Ruth, my baby Ruth, how you do? How has it been? It's been so long since we've actually talked about about our before we had the peace pact with you, and oh my desk, that dark chocolate desk is so wonderful. The one that you sent me, I'm just gonna reach out, kiss her hand.
She like reluctantly lets him do it, and she's like,
I
it's
just
my name
her.
is Root. Like she enunciates the T. It's Root, and don't call me baby. And she looks away from you, like she knows that you don't actually care about
Chrome
the
immediately
nature.
stands up and like pops his chest out like to defend the ghost
No,
of the
and
forest.
she stops regarding the marriage. Like she acknowledges his hello, and they do have in fact have met before, where they were negotiating like a city border within like too close to the dark chocolate forest or whatever have you. So they do know each other.
I
But
made sure we only melted so much of the forest.
and she says, she says to Chrome, you
But never
must
the old chocolate.
you must lead the charge to defend nature. I see you are one of us. And she reaches up her hands like to your head, and like again she's still like a ghostly spirit type thing, so the hands kind of fade into like a haze around your head, and you see images in your mind of specific places in the forest. Most specifically, you can see where this like large heart-shaped green rock is, and you see there's like burning like trees and whatnot nearby. No humans or anything, but you can see it looks like it's in danger. But you can hear in the distance, far off, that there are footsteps rapidly approaching the heart of nature. And again, now you know specifically where it is. She's like transmitted it like to you psychically through the smoke, and like you inhaled it or whatever, and you saw that vision. And she says, "Go now, repel." And she kind of fades away back into the mist. Like you see it kind of roll back into the forest. And
You see Chrome, he starts to shake and he falls down into the the fake basket grass thing with Pip on top of him. They both go falling down. And then I would assume Pip comes with like a like one of those charm pops. He uses it as a smelling salt that wakes me up. And he looks over at Pip and he goes, I know where to go.
Okay, I trust you, buddy.
And Mary, you saw all that happen too. You know that she's very mystical. That probably wasn't her, even like a ghost like proxy of her. She's somewhere else. And while all that is going on, you still see the rescuers around you trying to contain the fire. You see like one of the trucks has like a big hose sticking out of it, and it's like spraying whipped cream everywhere. You see a bunch of people with those like comically sized whipped cream dispensers like spraying down the fire and like stopping the spread of the molten chocolate. And yeah, Chrome, now you know where to go in the forest to protect the heart um, of the forest of nature. And yeah, what do you guys want to do?
I guess we're headed. We're gonna follow. We're gonna follow Chrome.
Do we have to go through a quick question, Al? Do we have to go through that massive chocolate pudding that's, with everything that's burning to get to the heart?
Yeah. Essentially, how the forest looks right now, like that, a lot of the outer forest trees melted, so it formed like a huge like I guess molten like lake or river, not river, but that's too deep. But like a big landslide basically of like what is it? Pudding. Very hot pudding. So you guys have the option of walking through it and making some rolls to see if you don't get hurt or whatever have you or stuck, or you can take the long way around and
How
that's your
close are
call.
these humans on the boats to getting towards the shore?
Wait, boats and shore?
Yeah, the
The ark, the ark. Remember they were riding the boats on the
Oh,
molten
okay.
chocolate
Yeah. No.
canoes.
They're still pretty far away there. They're not anywhere like too close to cause an immediate threat or danger. You see, they're more focusing their attention towards the middle of the forest there.
All right, so I
Um,
guess the chrome would lead them around the long way.
Well, no. No, I'm going to lean over to one of my bodyguards and I'm going to say, produce the mayor phone. And he comes out and he's got like the gold tray. It's a red phone there, like the most crisply folded fondant across this thing. It's got a whole sugar dial, like almost like diamonds. The sugar is so clear, right there. And I pick it up and I say, yes. Coast Guard? Yes. We understand that there's some issues, but we need a skiff right now. What kind of skiffs do you have? Yes, just send my usual. Send the usual. Send the yum yacht. Yes, the yum yacht.
and but before you guys know it, like within 15, like not less than like maybe 10 minutes or so, like they already have like all those boats and whatever on like they're parked like on the edge of the town. So like there's already somebody like waiting to drive them off. Basically, as soon as they get the call, they drive off. And again, within a few minutes, there's someone pulling up with like a smallish boat. You call the Yum Yacht. It was a joke name because it's not a huge boat. But they pull it up for the mayor, and you see the driver gets out. He salutes you, says, "Anytime, sir, anytime." And he like backs it up into the molten chocolate where you can direct him, but I'm assuming that's where you want him to place it.
Well, I'm gonna walk on board this thing, and out of the one of the out of the wall that is made out of chocolate, I am going to take a bite and say, look back at these guys, say, yum yacht.
Yo, Steven, you can gain 1 EXP for all that. That was awesome. Like, so gain 1 EXP on your sheet. But yeah, that was really funny. So yeah, now go on.
I was gonna say, you know what? I want to spend 2 XP for a player intrusion.
Okay. So you deduct the 2 XP.
Yeah. All right. So basically, yeah, he takes a bite to my lady gentleman, the yum yacht, but the guy the captain of the boat who's running the yacht is my nephew.
So yeah, you know
His
that
name
these
is Percy.
Percy or nephew, right? So you guys know usually that these boats, or especially the mayor, they come with some kind of attendant or crew or whatever have you. This time, your crew happens to be Percy, which you didn't know was, Captain Percy, which again you didn't know this was Pip's nephew. And yeah, I think
All
my
gingerbread people look alike.
but I think my time is now up. Am I incorrect?
You got
here?
1 minute. It's close to a minute.
All right,
40.
so you guys get on? Are you guys getting on the boat, or are you?
Yes.
Yeah,
So what?
it makes more sense to get in the
So
young.
so when Percy steps out to talk to you, like to address, like he didn't know Pip was gonna be here. He comes out to address his, like, people he thought was gonna bring on board, and he recognizes Pip immediately. He says, "Uncle Pip, what are you doing here?" Like at first he looked all kind of like serious because he knows it's a serious situation, but as soon as he saw Pip, his eyes lit up, his gumdrop eyes lit up, and he's like, "Uncle Pip."
Can I waste 2 XP for the
Yeah,
trivia?
yes.
Could Percy have a wooden leg and an eye patch, and instead of being happy, he's all gruff like, "Hey, Cousin Pip, what are you doing?"
All right, we can definitely.
And
He's the
time's up.
gruff. He's the gruff sea captain.
All right, so that's the end of my turn. But with that last bit of my turn, you did use that 2 XP to a gruff sea captain when he has like a very, those really thick log pretzels. That's his peg leg, and his eye patch is like, like rolled out fondant with like a little fondant skull on
No,
it.
it's a fruit roll up.
There we go, Farola. Boom. There we go, Farola. That's even better. And yeah, that's my turn. And next up, well, go on.
Thank you guys for watching the first segment of GM Roulette. We're going to take a quick 15-minute break, and then we'll be returning. This has been a lot of fun, and I hope you come back.
Yep. And then our GM when we come back will be Sir Dean, and I will be taking control of Pip. All right. So as from the CU, we will see you in a little bit.